Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Curtains Up, a historical perspective on drama. Today, we're diving into a very special segment we call Seattle Theater Voices, where we highlight artists, storytellers, and theater makers shaping the vibrant performing arts scene right here in the Pacific Northwest. I'm so excited to introduce today's guest, a rising star in the Seattle theater community. They're currently pursuing their Master of Fine Arts in Acting at the University of Washington and already building a portfolio of work that combines classical training with bold, contemporary perspectives. From the rehearsal room to the stage, they're exploring what it means to live truthfully under imaginary circumstances and how theater can move, challenge, and inspire an audience in today's world. Jerik Fernandez, welcome to the podcast. We are so thrilled to have you here with us.
Oh, thank you for having me. What an intro. What the what the heck? That was awesome. Appreciate that. Yeah, thank you
Yeah,
for having me. Yeah. This is awesome. I just found out I just found out that you were like I don't know, I just we just had a conversation before this and I just found out some stuff about you and I just think it's awesome that you're doing this.
of course, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I guess for a preliminary question, before we get into your time at UW, what first drew you into the world of theater?
Um well, I guess I saw a play I guess I saw like a play one time at a mall. Um, like people ask me this question all the time, but I feel like it changes a lot. But I did see a play, like a Christmas play at a mall, like a free Christmas play once, and I thought I just remember that play a lot, and I just thought it was super dope. Um, there was like an elf. I don't know. It was really well made at this
Yeah,
mall,
you say like
and
you're blanking on the name, but like you remember
yeah,
exactly
I
how it
just
works. Yeah.
remember what it looked like. Yeah, and but anyway, like between that time, maybe like I was like maybe 7 years old till like maybe my senior year in high school, I had not really thought about theater or like knew really what it was um until my senior year of high school, where my the neighborhood I grew up in wasn't really funded with arts too much. I'm from the
I
Bay
see. Yeah.
Area, and I'm from the East Bay, so that's across the that's across the
Yeah,
Bay
yeah.
Bridge. It's not San Francisco. It's not really getting a lot of like arts exposure. So people my age or like my friends were getting into like different things that weren't really like in a positive
Light.
direction.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Um, so yeah, there wasn't just really any extracurriculars unless you were like doing sports or something, and even that
Right.
was
Yeah.
like low funded. But there was an art school like across town, and I had friends that went there, and they were putting on a play. It was like a musical review. And I'd never done a play before, but they hit me up and they were like, "Yo, can you like read for this role?" And like you have like charisma. And at the time I was DJing a lot. I was first
Yeah.
a DJ and then I made it my career for like a while after high school. And yeah, so basically what I did was I got cast in the role. I had never done a play before. Um, I I had an instinct for it though. And it was a musical review called it was called Played Out, which was a a review. And if people don't know what a review is, it's just like a compilation of like musical numbers to like make a new story, I guess. Um, and it was all played out musical theater songs. And I had never listened to a musical before. So it was all of these popular musicals at the time, and I'm like, wow, these are some good songs.
Too bad I don't know them.
Yeah, I don't know any of them. Yeah, and then the irony of it was they were all played out, but to me it was all new.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I was like, oh, cool, that I did a play, and nobody knew I was doing it. Like none of my friends knew I was doing it until like I invited them to opening night.
Until like day
Um,
of, like, hey, do you guys
yeah,
want
yeah, kind of
trivia?
like day of. Yeah, yeah. It was like I was doing it in secret almost, like almost like a High School Musical situation. Yeah. But yeah, then I was like, okay, cool. I did a play, and then in college I took a voice class to just get better at my mic skills for DJing, and then yeah, it was just I
That's
moved
just the
forward
beginning of
from
the journey,
there.
right?
Yeah, just moved forward from there.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. That's and that
Mhm.
actually sounds like a really like a unique way to start the journey of drama. Because usually what I've heard, and I've had many guest speakers before, is that they say that like they start their journey in drama at like high school, maybe middle school, maybe earlier. But I think starting your journey at like in college and being as good as you are, that's really cool. Like
Uh,
because you were I saw you at I think it was Midwinter's Tale.
oh yeah, it's called the Winter's Tale.
Yeah,
But he
Winter's Tale.
does
Yeah.
have Midsummer, so it's easy to get those.
Right, sorry.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but it was
It's
yeah.
also seasonal. Well, it's a
Yeah.
seasonal title, so
But
yeah.
yeah, you were
It's,
amazing in that. So,
oh, thank you.
yeah, it's like it just shows that like drama isn't really like it's kind of timeless. Like all you need to do is like put in
Yeah,
the work and you get anything.
yeah, I think
Um,
so.
and then uh I guess the next one is like what does a typical day in the MFA acting program at UW look like for you?
Yeah, it's it's kind of hard to sum it up in like a concise idea, but I mean, I think when you join an MFA program or if people are thinking about pursuing an MFA, uh you really like it's all day. Like you do your thing all day. Like this is there's not really a moment where you're not working on your craft. Um oh man, I just became one of those like craft people. Yeah, it's really like you set aside an X amount of time, 2 to 3 years, to really do one. I'm really like, do you really like this like that? Because like there are days where I mean, most days where you're like, man, do I really like it this much? Um, so yeah, like I mean, you could start off with like a voice class at 9 a.m., the Shakespeare class at like 11:20 or 11 o'clock, whatever. The next one you're taking like a movement class, Suzuki or viewpoints, or
Yeah, yeah.
then you're taking like a text analysis class or like a solo show class, like basically from like 9 a.m. all the way to like 5 p.m. I'm just doing things that have something to do with creating theater. And then maybe I get a lunch break or maybe I get a dinner break and then I go to rehearsal at like 6 p.m. to 11, 6 p.m.
Yikes.
to 10:30. Yeah, so I mean, it's
So it's just all day drama.
all day. Yeah, it's all day drama. Which is funny because I actually I went to the after after high school and I found out that I liked doing theater, I went to PCPA, the Pacific Conservatory of the Performing Arts, and it's a gem on the central coast of California. Basically it's a it's conservatory, I feel like, and like master's program are pretty much the same. I feel like they just they they give you like a different paper at the end. I don't know. The
Yeah, yeah.
training I feel like is pretty similar in terms of like the 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 deliberateness of it and like the time spent. So I went to PCPA and they were connected to a regional theater, which is the Pacific Conservatory Theater. So basically, I was doing the same thing I'm doing today, and also um
But this is like during high school, right?
no, this was yeah, I know, kind of complicated. So
Oh,
after high school, I went to community college, and then my
okay,
voice
okay.
teacher was just like, "Yo, you should you should a- you should audition for an acting school, right?" Basically, it's like it's an acting school.
Yeah.
So I auditioned, and at the time they were only taking like 16 men and 16 women, and then like people were looking at gender as binary, so like that's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
how they, and I'm sure they don't do that now, but so but like I had never really done theater before and I got accepted, so that was
Oh, damn.
like the first like battery in my back where I was like, oh, maybe I can
Maybe I
do
am good at
this.
acting.
Yeah. And it's not like, they didn't really take people who were like per se good at acting. They were taking people who they thought could mold into like somebody who could contribute to
Got
the
it. Got it.
theater,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
yeah, to our like art.
To be like the next like Broadway person or something.
Sure, sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But it was like really intense. It was that we were really like working with a professional company.
Right. Yeah.
So like in the morning we do the same thing, like the same thing I described, maybe like ballet, singing class, or like acting class, like Shakespeare class, like, and then at night we sometimes we would be in the shows, but really we would be cast as understudies for a regional theater, really.
Okay.
And so but which was really useful because it
Yeah, that's a good way
really,
to get experience, right?
yeah, yeah, I got to watch like my teachers do the thing, and two
Oh, yeah. Okay.
and two
Yeah, that
yeah
does help.
understudy them, and then like at rehearsals learn how a professional theater operates.
So, did you have like understudy shows as well? Where like
Not really, no. Like
okay, okay.
this that it wasn't really for like educational purposes. Like it was like in the daytime it was education. Like they were teaching
Yeah.
us, like, but at night they were doing shows for a regional theater. And like even though I had maybe like one line, or maybe I did wasn't on stage at all, I got to see how professional actors go about their business.
Yeah.
So it was a professional actor training program in that sense, but I didn't get a degree out of it, and that wasn't really a big sell for my parents. So after I got my training, even though I was ready to work in professionally as an actor, I still wanted a degree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds like an amazing way to just like get experience because like you have a lot of it. It seems.
Yeah, I experience, yeah, yes. I have spent a lot of
Yeah.
time. I'm not saying experience equals like skill, but like I
No,
have
no, no.
spent a
Me neither.
lot of
I'm just
time
saying you've
around
spent like a
theater.
lot of
Yeah,
time. Yeah. And
yeah.
then this actually makes me want to circle back to one point you said. You said like getting training for an MFA. It makes you like really think like do I really want to be doing this for the rest of my life? And I wanted to ask you, like, when do you think you had that moment of yes, I want to do this for the rest of my life?
Um, well,
Like, is there a moment or is it just like
yeah,
a
I think there is a moment because
okay,
like my best friends do it too.
okay,
Um,
yeah, that sounds
so I met them in college, like that time where I was doing my voice lessons, and we did a play in community college, and I met people who thought like me, who like talked like me, who wanted to like give back to the community like me, and we kind of like we called ourselves the young hot thespians. Like we just like it's just like our crew. It felt like at the time it felt like we were like Odd Future or like Wu Tang or like um we were just not the typical theater people, I guess. Like like we just the way we went about our business was just kind of different. And we were like, yo, we're gonna just change the world, I think. And we were saying this at like maybe like I don't know, we were like 20 years old at the time. Um, so then, that year I auditioned to get out of like our neighborhood, and I got into PCPA, and then they were like, damn, he like left and did that, and
oh, okay, okay.
then they did it. They auditioned and they got in to
Oh, nice.
PCPA, yeah,
So
and
you guys got into the same place.
yeah, yeah, the year
That's fire,
after,
yeah.
yeah, it's super dope, yeah, and I feel like we kind of like affected the culture in that building for a while. And
Hey, young
then
hot thespians.
exactly, yeah, yeah, it was really just a mindset of like just be yourself, like
Yeah.
that's really what we were at. And then I'm just gonna flex a little bit. So then I came here to Seattle, and then they followed as well, and then we kind of brought our whole crew here, maybe like 15 or 20 of us. And
Damn.
yeah, and then we started like working around the city, and then they were like, we're gonna get our MFAs, like my two best friends, that are Brandon Jones Mooney and Trey Scott. And they got into NYU and Yale, like the two, like, yeah,
Jeez.
like the two. I mean, like MFA programs, like, are
Yeah,
similar,
yeah,
but
yeah.
like those two are like highly renowned, like
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
so
UW's also pretty good though,
yeah,
right?
no, UW is, I think UW is one of the best programs in the country, but that's just me. No, it's a lot of people think that,
Yeah.
but like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. So like I was like, oh damn, I should go figure that out. Yeah. So they just graduated this year, and now I'm about to go on my third year here. So like that's kind of what
Okay.
led me to the
So
UW
you're like 2 years
MFA.
away from graduating, right? Or
I
when?
graduate in 2 quarters.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's so
Mhm.
so you guys are gonna be like in shows and like together hopefully, right?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Maybe if I move to New York or something, or but yeah, they're doing their thing. I got a shout out as well, like our other PCPA classmate, B Norwood. That's one of my best friends. They're doing the public theater 12th night in New York with Lupita Nyong'o and like Sandra Oh and
Yeah.
Peter Dinklage and stuff. So like that's one of my best friends, and
Oh wow.
yeah,
Okay.
they're yeah. I'm just we were just kids, and now we're like
Yeah.
really
Really going for
pursuing
it.
something. Yeah.
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 And then this is actually kind of similar to that. When you look beyond your MFA, right? And like and just in general, what kind of career are you hoping to build? Like are you like purely focusing on theater now, or are you gonna like go for something else?
Yeah, I mean, I think about this sometimes and I never have like a real like answer even for myself, but like I really just want to make people feel good,
Good. Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't really care about acting like that. Even though like I have fun and like I love to do it sometimes, most of the time. I mean like I think I just like I'm really grasping that I like to tell
Stories and
stories
two people.
well. There's a
Yeah,
difference between telling a story and telling a story well, and the effect that has on people. And um, the more you learn skillfully to help make stories, I just think it's just a medicine. So I want to get better for it to help
everyone. Yeah.
everyone. Yeah,
That sounds like such a cool motive. I think I think I'm not that similar in the fact that like whenever I think about acting, I also want to make sure that like I act the best I can, because I feel that like the mode of like the medium of acting, it is a storytelling at the end of the day, right? It is a form of art, and it's one of the best forms of art because you're the paintbrush, if that makes sense. You
Yeah.
are the one who is sort of painting out the picture for the audience to see,
Yeah,
and it depends on how well you act to see how well the audience gets
yeah.
it.
One
So
of one of my teachers, Valerie Curtis Newton, says it's not what you feel, it's what are you doing up
exactly,
there. And then I think that's something that I'm really taking with me right now. Yeah.
yeah. And then I guess for one last question, what advice would you give to high school or college students who are considering pursuing acting seriously?
I think if you have there's a feeling, there's like a tug, like there's a lot of people will tell you to not do something like this because I don't know, it might be like not practical or whatever. But I think that people who do this have like this tug in their stomach, in their center or whatever, um, that is like so like special, I think. And it's unexplainable. Like every time we end up inside of the theater again, like we act like we don't want to be there when we walk towards the theater, and then but we're there,
And
and
then
we're
and then the next thing you know, it's showtime.
yeah, yeah, and then the
Yeah, I
magic, and
totally
then there's
yeah.
magic, right? And then
I totally get it. Like I always feel this. Like whenever I audition for a show and I get the script, it's like, oh man, I gotta memorize the script again. Do I
Hmm.
really want to be here? And then the next day, I'm fully memorized and like I'm like performing in front of an audience. It's like there's some kind of like magic there that just like it just happens, and you just like are suddenly swept along with the production, and it just goes on.
Swept is a great word. You're swept along, and we go through all of that kind of like, do I want to? Do I want to? And then you get swept, and you're like, oh yeah,
Oh
you're.
yeah, yeah, I want to.
That's why. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's yeah, I've totally get that. It like almost like every time before I audition for a show, I always have that feeling of why am I doing this again? And then I get to the show and I'm like, that's why I'm doing this again. And I
yeah.
just think that's just like the beauty of
I
theater.
go through it every time. Like I'm about to go through it, my drive to the theater, like but like once that light comes on and then the people are breathing together, it's like, oh, okay, it's yeah.
And once you see the people cheering for you, that also is a great
Yeah,
motivator.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, when people are responding, I think it's like, oh, I
Yeah.
mean, especially after the pandemic, we
Seriously,
were
the
kind of
pandemic
like
was
uh yearning
pretty
for
bad.
that kind of connection for a while. So, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Jerik, for sharing your
Uh,
journey, your artistry, and your perspective on the Seattle theater scene.
no, thank you.
It's been
Yes.
inspiring to hear about your path through UW's MFA program and the ways you're shaping your craft. Thank you so much for joining us today, and I hope you have an amazing show.
Oh, thank you so much. Oh yeah, if you're in the Seattle area, come see Dacha Theater's Yaga. It's like a whodunit mystery thriller based off of the Russian folklore Baba Yaga. Running until September 27th. So come through. Yeah,
Absolutely, I would recommend.
yeah.
They're amazing actors.
Oh, thank you.
Anyways, thank you so much.
Have a good one.
To our listeners, thank you for joining us for this episode of Curtains Up, a historical perspective on drama. This was part of our Seattle Theater Voices series, where we celebrate the talent and stories from local stage community. Don't forget to follow the podcast, leave a review, and share this episode with the theater lovers in your life. Until next time, keep the curtain rising and the stories alive.